Dumpster Divas, welcome back to another episode of the podcast. And today I am joined by fellow Dallas native, reality star, turned premier pop culture and politics commentator. She's one half of the Higher Learning podcast with Van Lathan and also has her own Bravo show, Morally Corrupt. The one and only Rachel Lindsay is here. Rachel, welcome to the Dumpster.
Thank you. I'm happy to dive right in. Thank you so much for having me. Quite the introduction.
Oh, yeah, of course. I mean, I could keep going on and
No.
on. Mostly, I want to talk Dallas almost at the top.
Wait, where in Dallas are you from?
So I grew up in Flower Mound, but I don't go back that often, to be honest. I'm more of a New Yorker than a Dallas person.
Fair.
But...
I worked in Flower Mound
Wait, shut up. Where? What did you do?
City. I worked for a law firm that represented smaller municipalities outside of Dallas. Flower Mound was one of them. So my bosses was the city attorney of Flower Mound. If you ever got a speeding ticket when I was around or any type of Class C misdemeanor, that came my way. So a simple assault, running a red light, speeding. These are things that I handled once a week in Flower Mound.
Well, notoriously, like, nothing happens in Flower Mound for the most part. And so they're just fiends about speeding tickets. So I've had my fair share of speeding tickets.
You know what my favorite little area is? It's either called, is it Copper Canyon or Copper Cove? Or it is,
No, in Flower Mound?
it's right outside of Flower Mound. Like it's right off the main road. I can't even think of the main road that just runs right through. But it's so small. It's a small, tiny town. I'd have to go there like every 2 months. And it was beautiful and it was tucked in. And I wish I could remember the name of it. I thought maybe you would know, but like it's not in Flower Mound.
Wait. Yeah, no, Copper Canyon. This is a place.
Is it next to
Wait,
Flower
I've
Mound?
never heard of this. It is.
It's
Yeah,
right
it's close.
there,
'Cause
right?
it's near Highland Village. Yeah.
Yeah, it's near Island
Wait,
Village. Yes, yes, yes.
Wait, this is so. Oh, it's by Lantana. I feel like this area I
Lantana.
always say is just Lantana.
Yes.
But yes, Copper Canyon. Yeah, that's like out towards Denton from my house.
Yeah,
But
it's the
um,
cutest little, like all those places, like Double Oak, everything. It's such a small world. I was right there.
yeah, my family has been in Flower Mound since like the beginning of Flower Mound, which is in like 2000 in 1995. Like there was nothing there, and we built a house. And actually, they're selling the house the 1st of March, like my childhood home. So we're doing one last pilgrimage to the Mound of Flowers.
To the Mount
I'll
Flower.
I'll put the photo of the mound here. It's literally it's like a mound. There is a mound and it says the Flower Mound, but it's just
It is.
weeds.
It is there. I'm quite familiar. I haven't been in a really long time. New Year's, I met someone from Flower Mound. It's like that's twice. If 3 times, I'm gonna have to go back.
Well, now it's just suburbia. It's like
I know.
it's just a Chili's, a McDonald's. What you know what? Sometimes that
It's
hits.
something endearing about, I don't know, the getting out of the
I,
city of
I don't disagree.
places.
Yeah.
Politics aside.
Well, Rachel, for all like new pod friends we make here on the show, I always like to check in with their journeys to reality TV, when the genre found them, when you turned on the TV and saw, I don't know, Tiffany Pollard or Vicky Gunvalson and said, "This is for me." Where were you? Set the stage.
So I'm 40. So my reality TV did not start with Bravo, even though that is what consumes my world now. I there was so much I was not allowed to watch as a kid, but I would try to sneak and watch Real World. So for me, the beginning was Real World. But I mean, I didn't get to see it that much. I had an older sister, so I would try to get it through her. But when I really got into it, it had to have been Flavor of Love. It was Flavor of Love, the original Bachelor, the first Black
Wait, what
Bachelor,
was his name?
Flavor Flav.
No, no, no. Oh, I thought you were the original Bachelor,
No, no,
like
no.
the
He
original
calls him.
Bachelor.
He's like, he's not.
He
I think it was
is.
after, but Tiffany Pollard does say she's the first Black Bachelorette, and I'm so proud to give that to her. I am not
Wait,
fighting
that's
her
so
on
funny.
that.
You're you're good for that. I feel like some people would be like, no. But you're like, no. She is the queen of reality TV. We have to tip our hat.
People who say that did not watch Tiffany Pollard. They did not watch her on I Love New York, or no, Flavor Flav, Flavor of Love, and then I Love New York.
I Love New
Because
York.
I
Yeah,
watched
all of
her,
that.
and that was really my intro when I was consuming reality TV, even though I was familiar with it before. I am more than happy. The fact that even I'm in the same sentence with Tiffany Pollard means something to me. So I was a VH1 girly. I came in with that. I even watched Ray J's Love Show. I love Ray J. I watched the second one. I didn't do.
Wait, Rachel, we have to take a pause for a second. It is crazy that your entry into reality TV of viewing it was Flavor of
Yeah,
Love. And then you said, now wait a second. I need to do this.
no, no, no,
On
no.
a dating
That's
show.
not for participating. It was because that was my entry that I never thought I would be a part of it. I didn't watch The
Hmm.
Bachelor. I didn't watch. I didn't watch Survivor. I didn't watch. I'm trying to think. I did watch. Oh my gosh, um, America's Next Top Model. I was like the model show. I
Of
watched
course. Who
America's
could who could
Next Top
miss it?
Model. I watched those kind of shows, but I was never interested in the love part of it because I didn't believe it, because it just moved a little too slow for me. I needed full messiness because for reality TV, for me, that became my escape from the real world. So like as the VH1 shows were coming out, I was in college, going into law school. So this is how I would decompress. So for me, the love part of it just didn't resonate with me the same way. Then I
Hmm.
got into Housewives. I actually didn't start Housewives until the third season of OC. So I missed those first two seasons. And then, or maybe
Okay,
even
well, you still hopped on very
I
early in the
still was, I
train.
was right there. I don't even know who introduced me. I must have just been, we didn't have
Well, I think
DVRs.
people don't realize like it was just on. Like like you just turn on the TV and you're like, what is this? Like I've never seen anything like this, and then you just start watching it. Like there's not like you're not very rarely was I opening up the newspaper and looking at the TV guide to see what reality shows were on. It was just like I just turned on the TV, which by the way, kids, we
Right?
did have a TV guide in the newspaper.
We did have a TV guide. And I don't know if this is the case for you, but I don't remember anyone coming to me saying, Flavor of Love, yes, those shows. But when it came to Bravo, I think I introduced all my friends to the Housewives and then
I
everything
think
else.
I think I'm similar. I like tied my sister to a chair and made her watch it essentially. Like I was like, you have to see this.
No, I think I was definitely the first, even with my sisters. And then it was like, you have to watch this show. I've never seen anything like it. And then just like being from Dallas and then being in Austin in school, it was like OC was such a world that I didn't know or understand. I didn't know have any affiliation to it. So these were almost like mythical creatures to me. And the crazy thing is, to your point of saying, I looked at that and thought, I want to get on reality TV. It was twofold for me. One, I looked at it like I would never do that. But the second part of me was kind of jealous at how brave they could be to just live their life so out loud, because that is not was not the life that I was living. I was like in a box. I was doing exactly what I was told to do. And so I was kind of jealous that they had the ability to do that. And I thought it was brave. And it's still not why I decided to do it, but it was a little bit of both for me. So I wasn't really judging them as much as I was like, wow, I wish I could do something like that.
Well, I mean, I don't think anyone judged them. Any reality TV in its like early onset never. I never found that we were judging them, like because they also weren't using the platform in the same way that we use it now. Like now, people use it as a way to get places, and there no shame on the hustle. Like people hustle and get where they need to be on their own way. Not my route, but like that's the hustle.
Yeah.
And but I think back then, I mean, those women would go on Flavor of Love and then like go back to their jobs.
Yeah, they couldn't because they were so deep. And I did judge a little bit on some of the VH1 of it all. But I mean, like there
No,
were people
that's
who were
fair.
literally using
Yes.
the bathroom on themselves. But that defined
Well,
them in such a way
sure.
that, because when those shows came out, we had Facebook. There was no Twitter, there was no Instagram. It was just a different, it was a monoculture in a sense that we were all tapped in waiting to see who he chose every week or what he named them when they first would come on the show. It's just crazy times.
My biggest take, hottest take on Flavor of Love, and I've said this before on the show, so if you're an oldie to the show, bear with me. I think that he kind of thought that it was real in a way. Like, I think he actually thought that, because it's so, knowing him now, like, as the times have gone on, he's a very earnest person. Like, he's not very, like, coded. I just think it makes it so much funnier when you go back and watch it, because I actually think he's like, damn, Hoops really has my heart. I really see something with this woman. And then Hoops is like, no, like, I'm gonna go date Shaq. But
I think he thought it was real, to your point, in the sense that they were truly there for him. And I
yeah,
do think that there were girls that were.
sure,
I still like to believe. I think Tiffany was obsessed with him. I, be-
totally.
I believed it. And I think that that's what made it so endearing, because she could tell the girls that were there just to be there, maybe like a Hoops, as opposed to her, who she was like pouring her heart out. Now her mother was a full blown actress, paid actress. They didn't look so much alike. I would think that. I would treat sister. What was her name? Sister.
Sister. I almost just said Sister Mary
I almost did too, and I stopped
Clarence.
myself. It might not have been sister, but it was.
No, no, no. But they did call her that. Wait. New York's mom, flavor of Sister Patterson.
Sister.
What is this?
Oh, you guys, you just cannot. Gosh, reality TV used to just be. I mean, people are demonizing it now, right? Like they're going back and they're
Hmm.
watching America's Next Top Model, and it's like, I cannot believe Tyra used to talk to these girls, and I feel like maybe that, or talk to those girls like that. I feel like that show might have been a little bit different, just because it was based all on appearance and how you look, and it really reiterated healthy, or unhealthy, I should say, um, judgments, I guess, that we have about ourselves. And,
Hmm.
like tapped into insecurities and body dysmorphia and all of that. So I can understand why people find it problematic, but not the Flavor of Love episodes. Not
No,
those. Not
I've rewatched it recently, and it goes down really, really easy.
those.
You gotta give it a spin.
It still hits. 20 something years later, it still hit.
It's like, I'm not sure if it's just because it is also my like North Star of reality television. So maybe it will always hit for me. But there's some things that don't age well. But for me, it is great. The editors also, I have to say, like, I feel that they were the first to influence like the style of reality television editing that Bravo brings to the table, like, was influenced by shows like that, because the editor is a character in the show. It's creating a bit of a point of view on like what's funny, what's not. They're showing kind of things that they wouldn't show on Real World. They're showing kind of bizarro things, but because it's funny and memeable, like, I think it honestly, it's a fabulous show.
It's
I think we can all forget that season 3 happened with thing 1 and thing 2. I don't know if you remember that. But
Wait, for what?
in season 3 of Flavor of Love, it's kind of like the forgotten
Yeah, I'm
season.
like, wait, what? There was a season
Yeah, he
3?
did a third season, and these two twins came into the house, and he named them thing 1 and thing 2.
No, no, wait. I'm
And
in real. I.
and,
Why do I not remember this?
and one of the things won. I hate that I just called them a thing, but I'm just calling
Oh,
them their
that's
name.
what they were. Wow, I don't remember. I'm looking at them now. I guess I had moved on. I guess I thought, wait,
A lot of us had.
did New York pop up for that one too?
She probably made an appearance, but she's not featured in
Okay,
it like she
okay.
is in 2. I think we'd all moved on to Rock of Love at that point and moved on to I Love New York.
Yeah, that
Rock of Love also hits, but is a little darker.
I
But we don't
didn't
have to go
do
there.
Rock of Love. I didn't do Charm School. Um,
Oh, you didn't do Charm
I
School
didn't do
though?
Charm School. I have to figure out what year
Damn.
that was, because see, there was a time where I was in law school. So that first year of law school, I kind of missed out on some things. I was trying to
So Charm
graduate.
School was like end of high school for me, I think. So like 2008 or 9,
And that
probably.
was my first year of law school, '08 to '09.
Oh, there we
So
go.
like I had to
Yeah.
limit what I was watching because I was trying
Hmm.
to study.
No, I mean, yeah, it's all legendary, guys. Go back and consume it.
Yeah.
You have to. But I want to talk a little bit, move over to Bravo a little bit,
Mhm.
and but also combo your You bring such a wonderful perspective to the table when you talk about reality television, and also when you just talk about anything. You're incredibly intelligent, and you just can bring so many perspectives to the table, to like the biggest world event, also to like why did Meredith flip out on an airplane? Like that's what I love about your
Thank
commentary.
you.
But how do you balance? Because I feel that I have to defend this a lot in my life, like covering and engaging in like the political banter of today and trying to have real life conversations about what matters, but then also defending the fact that we watch these problematic shows.
Well, I did read something that said the smartest people in the world watch reality TV. And I think that that's how you have to look at it. It's not, we can't be like, oh my gosh, these women are arguing in these George Washington wigs and throwing boxes into a mythical, body of water. It can't be that. It's more of the sociology and the psychology of it all. And I think that's where, to me, it becomes interesting. And I think that's why you're having more people come out of the closet and say that they're lovers of reality TV. They can't wait to do these sit down interviews, where before it was taboo to say you watched The Bachelor or Bravo or something like that. And now people are like itching to say who their favorite is, what they love about it. And I just think because there's just a way to talk about it at a higher level, to acknowledge it's silly, but then talk about it on another level. In the same way that I was able to say, I'm watching these shows and it's not something that I necessarily aspire to do, even though I eventually did. It's more of look at these people that are able to live their lives out loud like this. It became deeper for me. And I think that that's the beauty of Housewives, that if you can really, or really all the Bravo shows, you can really tap into, I should say more than Bravo shows, but that's just so what I'm into right now. But I think that that's what you can tap into to make it something a little deeper than like the thing is the thing. And also, just like we were talking about this off mic before, there's so much going on. There's so much going on that you need this comedic release, this creative escape, this whatever you want to call it, to dive into and just be able to talk about it where it can still be deep but not intense, which is what
Yeah.
the world feels like right now.
Yeah, no, I agree. Also, like, y'all, Republicans have been on TV forever. It's not a new thing.
It's not anything. But you just made me think of something. When I would watch stuff, like I'd watch like I don't know, the Senate is questioning, a possible cabinet member for administration.
Yeah.
I am always like, this is the real housewives of Congress. I have been saying that for years. And I think that also goes into the depth of it. People want to be critical, or they used to more, about reality TV. But guys, we are living this in our everyday lives. People are living reality TV on social media. Our president is a reality TV star, which I used to watch that show.
Me too.
Not towards the end, but our president is a reality TV star. So you can't really talk about reality TV in that as negative when an elected official, the elected official, is running our country, kind of running it.
I would say running is very generous, Rachel.
Right. Congress, the way they go back and forth. They are literally having a reunion. Where's Andy Cohen when you need him to facilitate it, to get things back on track? Maybe if we had him, maybe things would be a little bit better. But we are living reality TV ourselves, whether it's in our government, whether it's in our group of friends, whether it's in our families, whether it's in, I
Yeah.
just got my nails done, so the nail shop, you know what I'm saying? Like, we're all living forms of this. It's just not recorded and we're not mic'd up.
Yeah, agreed. Well, because I had a moment where I have not watched that Palm Beach show. I don't think I can do that.
Just
I think
finished.
I can't venture there.
I
You just finished it.
just finished it. And you're the first person
Okay.
I'm telling this out loud to. I did not want
Okay.
to say
Do you want me to remove it from the episode? Or
no.
no, I'm kidding.
I
I'm kidding. I'm
had
kidding.
to.
Well, okay. So here's my thing. I was just staring at it on my Netflix, and I was like, in 10 years, will we look back on this and be like, we, in a way, like humored this like this fascism like perspective in the world by elevating them to a TV show? And it's like, So obviously part of me is like goes there, but then also part of me is like I have no clue
Okay.
what that world is like, and I am curious about trying to understand how these women just navigate like their own. But they live in a completely different universe than me. I'm having a battle with it internally.
They do. I was looking up to see it because they have not announced that there's a season 2 that I'm aware of.
Yeah, I haven't seen anything.
And that goes with my
I'm not sure if
theory.
it'll get one.
After I finished it, this goes with my theory. I am convinced that they never wanted this to have more than one season. I am convinced that they wanted to expose how absolutely ridiculous these women are and this society is, and how they are in such a bubble and they only care about, it's not even that they care about themselves as much as they care about holding on to ridiculous traditions like not talking too loud, making sure you're wearing the Palm Beach dress code, proper etiquette, who's invited to what club, making sure that they're like gatekeeping as far as what members can come. Like the way they introduce them is, Rachel Lindsay, 3 seasons in Palm Beach. It's so, yeah. So it's like, how many seasons has she been here? That's the kind of thing that they do. I'm convinced that they only wanted to expose these women for how archaic and racist they are. I mean, one woman is from Uzbekistan, and the woman keeps telling her to her face, Pakistan. Well, maybe you should just go back to that country. I mean, I'm not even kidding. And then to the woman who's from
Oh my god.
Uzbekistan, she talks about growing up and always being made fun of as she moved through America. And then I'm like, then why on earth would you want to move to Palm Beach where these are the very people who made fun of you your entire life? Because, and it was like a sadness to me. This is what I mean about analyzing stuff in a different way, of how
Yeah.
despite all the trauma she's had from these type of mean girls, you still desperately want to be one of them. She's talking about, oh, I want to be friends with this person because she knows Donald Trump and Elon Musk. And I'm like, Uzbekistan is on the banded list of people who cannot get visas anymore. But that's the man you want to get close to. It was fat. It's awful. It's one of the worst reality shows I've seen in a long time. But it is. There's just no other way to couch it. I had to
Yeah, I've
watch
heard
it
that.
for research purposes. I've avoided the Nader sister show. I don't want to watch that, and it's not their fault. I blame Page Six, but I had to watch this members only because
The
it really
Nader
exists.
format for me is not for me. It's a little too. I watched early Kardashians, but like the sheen of that sort of type of like kind of slice of life, heavily scripted, 30
Heavily
minute.
scripted.
It just that doesn't land really for me because it's clear that they're kind of just trying to showcase a certain aspect of their lives. There's some people that really like it and find it like
Where are they?
soothing to them, but
I've only
I have
seen
friends. I have friends that like it. Yeah.
I I think that one of the funniest parts about it is that they're constantly telling you what Palm Beach is, what Palm Beach is. And ew, she lives in West Palm Beach. We live on the island. And then if you span out of where the women are talking, so they're at a party and they're talking, and you look at the rest of the crowd, they all look like they were paid to be there. Not one of them fits the image that they are trying to portray of what Palm Beach is. It looks like Fort Lauderdale, which they shit on a lot. Like it looks like a regular town. So I'm like, guys, have you looked around where you are? This does the
Hmm.
Palm Beach literally looks like a regular town in Florida, or at least your version of Palm Beach. But I
Right.
read something that people are really upset about the show and trying to get them kicked out of certain members clubs that they're in because
I'm sure.
bad and the aesthetic, right? They keep talking about this aesthetic. And these women, it looks cheap. If that's what Palm Beach is, I don't want it. Very cheap. But
I agree.
isn't though, like think of the presidential walk of fame that Trump built. Think of all the gold
Hmm.
stuff that's everywhere. Like it
Oh
looks
my god,
shiny and
it's so
cheap.
that
So like if that's what that is, like have fun.
doesn't look chic to me.
I think you should watch it. It's only 30
Okay, I'll
minutes,
give it a
but
spin. I'll
it's
give it a
so
spin, and then I'm
bad.
gonna text you and be like, Rachel, this is terrible.
Text
I
me.
can't believe
It's
you sat through this.
so bad. I just came back from Miami and I watched it on the plane. I was like, okay, I'm gonna finish this. So it's fresh on my
But
mind.
it does fascinate me, like because I think, and this will transition us into Salt Lake City, but I think what works about so many of these towns, like Salt Lake City or early Orange County or Palm Beach, is that it is a world. It feels like it's a bubble of a world that is so insular and like
Hmm.
everyone knows each other. There's like a societal system. People operate in certain ways. In OC, like in its initial format, it was like you had to live in Kodo. Like that was the most important thing to all of them. You know, in Salt Lake City, they're always battling about who's in the richest, zip code in Park City or Salt Lake. Like I do think it makes for really interesting television for those of us that are from Flower Mound,
Right,
Texas.
right, right.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
it's so funny. They're like, well, then just go live in Miami. Ew, go live in Fort Lauderdale. Just the way they talk. And then I find myself, because this is just me, obviously, as a black woman, anytime they're at a party, I'm in the background counting. Now, how many black people are here? How much diversity is here? Like,
Is there any
I
diversity in
saw
the
one
room?
black man.
Oh God.
I saw one black man.
Someone needs to go
But there is
save him.
diversity. I mean, the woman from Uzbekistan.
Yeah, no, I know.
There's another woman. I'm not sure her ethnicity, but it's
The
diversity.
DJ?
Hmm.
What about this DJ woman?
I said Maria, DJ Tumbles.
She it's DJ
It's
Tumbles?
DJ Tumbles.
That's hard to hear. It's hard. I did a dive on her Instagram and I think I maybe landed my eyes on some cornrows and I said, this is a no for me.
It's she's definitely something, because I've seen her son is on it too, but
Okay, she
I
is.
did not
Okay. I'm
hear.
sorry to judge it first. It just didn't give
Maybe it's
off the
Italian.
vibes that it felt
Maybe
okay.
it's Italian, but she no. If I saw her now, because she's not said what her ethnicity is, she just said she had a troubled childhood growing up. But I mean, she went to the first club that she's ever DJ'd at, and she gets emotional. There wasn't a tear in sight, but she's like, "Oh my gosh!" Because now she DJs at Mar-a-Lago. She comes out. It's a jungle party, and she is pulling a man. She's married, by the way. She's pulling a man on a leash. He has an animal. He has an animal, and the other women are just disgusted, right? But she is literally. He has a thong on, knee-high stockings. He's got like a lion painted on his face, straight black hair, and she's pulling him through the party on his hands and knees on a leash.
I mean, we don't know what's gone down in Palm Beach. Let's just say that. So. That may be Palm Beach,
I
Rachel.
well, not according to the other women, right?
That's true. Who knows what happens? Night lights off, cameras down, and Mar-a-Lago. So,
Oh, we know
well,
what happened
let's move
years
on.
ago, allegedly.
We do. Let's move on to Salt Lake City. So, we're nearing the end of Salt Lake City this season, and I think we can generally agree that this is maybe one of the premier programming that Bravo has to offer these days. I think those ladies are offering so much. Um, I'm curious to hear your thoughts as like an avid Bravo viewer. Where you think we go from here, because we're about to wrap up this reunion. To me, it's feeling like kind of the Carol and Bethany fight season of New York, where it was amazing, but it felt like we're like, what are we gonna do now?
Yeah.
Transitional wise.
6 seasons in, and we've seen some of these fights between particular some of the same women, that I feel like in the sixth season, or ending it and moving into seven, you can't move on in the same way. And although they keep, just when I think, okay, we've reached the end, that was probably peak Salt Lake City, then they come into this season. I mean, this season was so full of great moments that when the first episode of the part one of the reunion aired, I forgot
Hmm.
about Gout Dick Sucker. That is how much has
Yeah.
happened since that. That was like the first or second episode. I'm a little frustrated having just finished part two of Salt Lake City,
Hmm.
because I'm watching Lisa and Meredith versus everybody else. And when it gets to the point where it's not funny and it doesn't make sense, that's when I feel like it's too real. It's cut too deep. Turning the corner, we won't turn the same corner. Somebody's gonna go, somebody's gotta get moved to friend of. I don't think they'll add anybody new. But I think somebody will either not show up or be demoted. and we'll get very little of them because watching Meredith and Lisa in the dressing room on the lunch break in this last episode say like, why are they so obsessed with us? They just want to be us. They just want to, I was like, ew, that's not what I want within my housewives. Like, you're not above it. You're all doing this together. Yes, there are more people who are fan favorites than others, but you're all on the same show and you keep talking down like this is Lisa Barlow and the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. And that's not what it is. So
Yeah.
I just don't think you can enter it the same. I mean, Mary is the most reasonable person at the reunion, and she made a lot of sense to the point where she shut Lisa down and Lisa couldn't even respond back to her. And I think Lisa's head can't get any bigger, but it will.
Her reunion performance is a testament to that in general,
Yeah.
because she's sitting there with an ego that is like so shocking to look at.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, has she seen, well, this was taped before, but I hope she's gone back and watched the Access Hollywood interview where thank you, Emily, for doing the work of asking Ben Affleck of whether or not he knows her. And he's trying not to be rude, but it's so obvious he doesn't know her. It's so obvious that you either were a sponsor at an event that these people were attending. These are not your friends. You don't run in their circles. They don't know you. Jen Affleck.
Shout out to Emily, by the way. Emily's always getting, love her deeply.
It.
She's a friend of mine, and she's always out here getting the headlines. She just had Michael Rappaport apologizing to America. She is our hard hitting journalist in the reality
What
space.
we need, right? Because these people are going to go to their platforms before they come to ours. So thank you, Emily. She needs a raise for doing the work there. But yeah, I mean, Heather's yelling at Meredith. We are done. We are no longer friends.
Let's talk Heather a little bit, because Heather, I need someone who has a little less ADD than me to spend some energy into the Heather story. Not her book. I don't want her book. I want someone to do how we got here, because like I think she's had one of the wildest transformations from a mom who was not, prepared to go on reality TV. It just kind of came to her, to then America's like favorite housewife, because she was just the down to earth voice of reason, had body positivity. We never had anyone like her just exhibit such like honesty and realness in these shows. And now 6 seasons later, she's completely transformed herself. And I found that clip of her watching herself in the first reunion episode to be like so sad. Like, I think that she was talking about herself in reverence to be like, I want to tell that woman it's all going to be okay or be better. But I almost kind of think she looks at that woman and like misses that woman a little bit, because she's like completely changed who she is, and it's not landing right anymore.
Yeah, in some ways, I miss that woman. It felt like you didn't know the game. It felt raw. It did not feel calculated. From the good time girl to her being very open about wanting to date other men, and we would see her like, talking to men or like awkwardly talking to them, and it just felt like this is a woman who's trying to navigate something that she's been a part of her entire life for the betterment of the next generation, her children, which was like so admirable, of breaking the generational curse, because like, which is so fearful, and you're losing everything. Her family she had issues with. She was on the outs with a friend group, and it feels like now, and I say this to someone who likes Heather, who's been around her, I also feel like Heather's different off camera than she is on camera. But now it feels like, and maybe not as much because she's on the outs with Lisa and Meredith, but going into this season, it was like she was so happy to be a part of the cool girls. Think about where we started. Lisa was acting like she barely knew who she was, and she called her a good time girl. She goes into the season, it's like she's one of the close Lisa friends. And I think she liked being in that space until she didn't, and then she got tired of it, and she was basically like, I can't keep doing this anymore. I can't keep pretending like I don't see these things. And maybe we will see a changed Heather from, letting Lisa go this season to being, Team Britney, which isn't really popular, to calling Meredith out and saying, we're done. we might be seeing her do a like come right back to it, to your point of her looking and
Yeah.
longing for that person. Maybe she lost her way a little bit, trying to be a part of a certain group who really didn't accept her at the end of the day, as you can see how Lisa and Meredith are with her. So I'm hoping that she comes back. I really do.
I think she will. I mean, the network loves her. I think I don't think she's gone yet, but I just think that she needs to take some notes from someone. Someone needs to give her some feedback and be like, you gotta like just be you. Like you're aligning yourself with different people. You're trying to push stories. I think the receipts proof timeline thing really got so big, and therefore, I mean, it would affect a lot of us, to be honest with you. But like, it affected the way she operates within the confines of the show. Like, I feel like she's like always trying to create a moment. And it's
That part.
these women are their funniest when they are just in their weird ass bubble at like a weird winery, getting a tarot reading in a corner while they're fighting over like Electra's horse birthday presents. Like, that's the show that we think is genuinely like top tier. But when they start planning is when we lose it.
I agree. I agree with Heather. Like, because I've been like, somebody told Heather that she needed to be the narrator and the comedic relief. And I have really grown to dislike her confessionals because it feels like she's trying to do a bit and she's much more funny when she's not. And I think the person, and to your point, it's hard for these things to not go to your head. Heather was the fan favorite after season one. I've told this story before. When I was doing BravoCon, I watched Chrissy Teigen come in. When I finished my panel, Heather was on it. She walks to the front, and I saw her say to Heather, "I came here for you." That was after the first season. And so it just, and then that building all on that, to your point, to the receipts proof timeline, that was, somebody quoted that in Congress. And so it's just, it's hard for anybody, the strong, God's strongest soldier. It's hard for them, for that to not go to their head a bit. Somebody I think, even if it has gone to their head, who I do think balances that out well, is Angie.
Oh, I agree.
I personally think Angie is not the housewife I thought she would be when she first came on. And she has jumped to one of my favorites. I think she is so funny. I think it is effortless. And, I'm not going to get into all like who she follows and all of that. But, but I will say, 'cause if we do this with everybody, it's like we can't watch these shows.
We can't. I know. I know.
But what I will say is, it doesn't seem to go to her head. She seems to like have a little bit more of self-awareness. She's not a Lisa who's can't see past her ego. She's not a Meredith who's hiding everything in her life, and nothing makes sense. We never have a resolution when it comes to Meredith, ever. And I think that's one of the most frustrating things. So I like the game that Angie is playing. And I think that if they could maybe pull a page out of her book and stay in that space, it could be better.
I think what grounds Angie in this, though, is that she would be sad if the show went away, but if the show went away, she would be okay. And I think that grounds her a bit. Like she's very much like, I'm gonna use this platform for what it is and have some fun with it. Like, I'm gonna get the Arby's ad deal. I'm gonna bring a prop to their reunion. Like, I'm gonna lean in, but there's not a desperation to the leaning in, that we see with others. Can we talk about? Did you see this moment on the reunion part two with Whitney and Heather, where Heather essentially says
Oh,
that Whitney is a piece of shit, and then Whitney is sitting over at the end of the couch, and well, Heather says about the recording, like Whitney said that she wished she had recorded the plane, and Heather says, like, what piece of shit would do something like that, and Lisa and Meredith have to turn to Whitney and be like, your cousin just called you a piece of shit. And her reaction is hilarious. She's like, me? Wait, what? No, no.
can I say
Me?
I didn't take it that way? I
Okay, you didn't.
understood, and at least we don't see Heather explain it, but I thought she was actually complimenting Whitney in a
Oh,
sense
to say
of
like you
saying, but
didn't
you
do that.
didn't. Like, you would have been a piece of shit if you did it, but you didn't. Like, yeah, I bet you regret it now because it's become such a huge story and everybody's asking
Okay.
questions. But when I took it, I was like, she's not calling her a piece of shit. She's like, you would have been one if you didn't, and that wasn't your instinct. So and
Hmm.
so I didn't see that, but I can understand. I understood when Lisa and Meredith were talking to each other about it. But then when they came back with Heather and they were like, you Heather gave this beautiful answer of why would you do that in the moment and blah 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 blah. And then they're like, well, Heather, you did that to Lisa in the bathroom when she lost the $60,000 ring. And I thought, damn.
Damn.
She really
Someone's always,
like
you know what receipt actually, but the receipt that gagged me the most and that made Lisa look insane was that cutout scene of her trying to get Jared to talk about Todd on camera. I was like, wait, this
that's
is pretty
Lisa.
damning. That's who you are, Lisa.
How about when Bronwyn was like, somebody sent me the video of you at BravoCon talking about me.
Crazy.
And Lisa never
Crazy.
really addresses it. Like Bronwyn's like, we agreed not to do this. I'm not talking about John, which if of all seasons, this was the season that Bronwyn really could have talked about John and weaponized their marriage against Lisa because of what we saw.
Hmm.
We've never seen John Barlow like this before. And we still don't see her do that. So yeah, I was gagged by that. And
Yep.
also, just anytime Jared is on the screen, it's like you don't know. Like,
Ugh.
Jared and Brittany are they. As much as I enjoy Brittany as a TV person, their thirst is just insufferable. I cannot. I Jared was so geeked to have that moment, and I love that the producers didn't put it in the season though. Like he thought
Me
it was
too.
going to be a moment as the good guy who wasn't saying anything, and then they didn't even put it
Yeah.
in there. Didn't stop trying to make Jared happen.
Please. And the fact, I don't know. That Brittany is interesting. I don't know where we go from here with her because she can't be full time, and I don't think they will give her
No.
a full snowflake. I think she's a friend, a lifer, friend of if she stays in the universe. Um, but this she's good TV when she's there, but I don't think we even need her at a reunion because like she can't combat well. She doesn't have that type of presence. She does resort to victimhood a lot, and when she feels pushed in a corner, and a lot of the things she that has happened to her were not nice. And I do, but we can't just sit and watch you cry and then leave and then come back. Like, there's no sort of accountability, and she doesn't really know how to make it work for the cameras for me
No,
sometimes.
no. She is a perpetual state of confusion on her face. Like she always is like you can tell, like even when she laughs, I'm like, she didn't get what they said. I'm like, she didn't clock it.
She didn't.
But I will
No.
say, even though it was a full theatric reaction when she and Meredith were having the back and forth, as we're saying, like she doesn't get stuff, it just goes over her head. I believe her that in that moment she probably was unaware. Like some people just aren't chronically online, or like they just. I believe that that person was like, "Can you write a review?" And she was like, "Oh my god, yes." I can't speak to how the interaction that she and Meredith had. I'm not gonna say if Meredith didn't feel it was genuine. That is Meredith, right to feel that way.
Yep.
If Brittany feels like she was, that's Brittany. But the part I did not like, so I do understand it because it is a huge accusation to be called a bigot, a racist, anti-Semitic. When they said to Meredith, Andy said, and I believe he asked her the question because he doesn't believe that Brittany is a bigot. He said, has there been something else? Do you believe that? And she goes, yeah, she targeted me. And I'm like, to make that big of an accusation, you really have to be able to say that somebody. So I understand you not wanting the label of being anti
Hmm.
Semitic. And I just thought that that was really kind of dirty. If Meredith feels that way, you have to come better than saying, well, I feel like she targeted me all season. Brittany is
Yeah.
easily manipulated. I could easily have seen a producer giving her the TikTok and saying, "Ask about this," and she'll be like, "Okay, is that gonna give me
Absolutely.
screen
Well,
time?"
you mean Whitney Wild Rose?
Exactly, exactly. Whitney Wild Rose. Like, I could totally see that happening, but to take that and
Absolutely.
say, "Oh, like she's like," I don't even know. I hope this doesn't make me sound insensitive to it, but Brittany's not smart enough to be calculated to use her bigotry to come after you. Like I just don't think she's a big, she just doesn't have all of that. She's not doing a calculated move because she's anti-Semitic. Brittany's just not smart enough, or it just doesn't have it.
She's someone who like would accidentally follow someone who was like a problematic politician and be like, I met them at a party and they were nice. And it's like, yeah, but they're a terrible person. And then she's like, wait, am I getting canceled? It's like she doesn't understand it. And it's just who she is. I can't change. We can't change that woman. But I agree. I appreciate Andy, especially coming from the perspective as a Jewish man, that he was like, we need to if this is the case you want to build, then we need to build it like properly. But we can't just be sitting here like saying
Right.
those things
Because I don't think he
without.
thought she would keep going with it. And
Yeah.
although I do appreciate the background of why she really can't stand Britney, I actually really was like, oh, finally, we're getting more than we normally get. So I'm glad she was like, this is something that happened off camera with Britney. But where it went, I thought it was a little bit unfair. And she still never answered the question that she was originally asked that she said she'd come back to, which was, did you have a drink before you got on the plane?
She had a martini and about like a big glass, life size glass, down that dirty martini, and then took some pills.
I, sometimes I'm
Probably,
just like,
allegedly.
this is where my,
It's not. It's easier to be honest. I find it so crazy to me about people who want to lie through things, where it's like that is so much work. Having to continue to lie about something, that is so much work, and you're going to get caught, no matter how small it is. Like, it's just I've dealt with this in my real life, where it's like, just be real about it.
yeah,
Just be real.
yeah,
It doesn't matter. We don't need to be playing pretend. If she had just been honest that she had had too much to drink, she was upset about off camera shenanigans, and she went wild, I think they honestly would have moved on. But Meredith is an off camera shenanigans person. Now that's an
yeah.
issue I have.
Remember what Bronwyn said? You come to me
Yeah.
with this stuff, you want me to talk about it, and or you ask me these questions off camera, and then you take what I say, like put it together, piece it together, and then bring it to the group. I believe Bronwyn. That's one person, even though she has lied to us before with the jewelry. I do
She,
believe,
she can be a rat sometimes.
I do, I do believe her. I guess I just want to.
I think because we just want to. I think we just want to be her friends.
We do. We do. I
Like
just,
I just think that's where it comes from, because she does do some things where I'm like, Bronwyn. I don't like it when she rats people out. Be like, she just said that about you. I'm like,
I do
Bronwyn,
love that though. It's
you do.
It's it's just so I wouldn't be bold enough to do that. She's like, by the way, she did say, like with them sitting right next to you, and I'm like, are you not afraid of this friendship not consider like I just like but she does it with like Brittany. She's like, by the way, Brittany did tell me that.
She does. She
But
does.
she tells on herself too. I did throw the unicorn into it was me. I did like she does that. So at least she does it for herself too.
You're right. You're right. Wait, so you mentioned earlier about maybe like ditching someone to move on to
Meredith's
season
gotta go.
seven. Who she's got to go?
Meredith,
Friend of, or just go?
she could go. She can leave.
And take her own advice.
She can leave. You know why? I like Meredith. I actually find, she was a lawyer. We met her and Seth. They were together. They weren't together. He lives there part time. They change houses every season. She has three beautiful children. She's a DJ. I think her life, and then we know she learned about, I think it was her nephew, and there were some family issues. There's stuff there. I actually think she's interesting, but the lawyering, I'll say, I actually hate when people do that to me, so I'm not going to use the word lawyering, but just the playing with words, or pretending that she doesn't know it, or she doesn't understand, or she's like playing with semantics, as Whitney loves to say about her. It's just frustrating as a viewer, and I don't want to see that. To your point, just say, yeah, I probably shouldn't have, I was hungover from the night before and shouldn't have had that second drink, or yeah, I like to take something when I relax on the plane. probably shouldn't have had that last drink, or whatever. That's alleged, just whatever it may be. Or I didn't sleep the night before because I was so frustrated, or I just was pissed off and I was enraged and I saw her and I got upset. I remembered everything. It would just go such a long way with the viewers that I think,
Yeah.
and I just at this point, I don't think we're ever going to get that from her. I just don't.
No, she's not someone who I think is interested in evolving.
I don't even think that she likes Lisa like that. I just think she needs an ally. She
No,
knows.
they will not talk when the show's over.
No.
They will not talk.
She knows that she has something to hang over Lisa's head. And so it's like,
Hmm.
I need somebody to have my back, and it better be you. And sometimes Lisa has her back, and she doesn't. And same with Meredith with Lisa. I just, she wants us to commend her this reunion for moving past it. And I'm like, I actually just think it's an alliance, not a friendship. I just am
Yeah.
not.
No,
I think it has to be Meredith.
I co-sign that. I I want to not do these full cast reboots anymore. I don't think we've had one that successfully worked. So, and I'm not saying we need that. This was a fantastic season. I would give
Mhm.
it like an A minus probably overall. Um, I just think that we need to do some slow reworks as the next couple seasons goes on, because they do have all eyes are on Salt Lake City. I mean, they are producing some really awesome television. But a show that I'm loving right now that I feel like is not getting enough of the energy because it is making me cackle every week. I could see these Potomac ladies trapped in Colorado for
Oh my
a full
gosh.
season.
I think because Potomac was like so hot for 6 seasons, 7 seasons
Uh-huh.
maybe, and then we've had like 3 consecutive seasons where they're trying to figure it out. And even watching this
Yeah,
season where I believe Wendy's having a fabulous season, we know what it's coming to. So
I
it's
know. It's
even
crazy.
tough to watch. I don't like the Angel pile but it's I think Angel came in like Elisa. She's above it.
Hmm.
My husband's been in this league for was in the league for 10 years. We own all this property. We have a lovely house. It's been featured in this magazine. Um, whatever else it is. She came from a career in TV. Whatever it is, she's just like, I'm gonna come in and I'm above them. That's the energy it felt like. And I don't understand why her good friend Kay didn't help her prepare better, or even while on the show. Kay doesn't seem to like really ride hard for her like that.
No, she could have at least given her the dates of when filming started and ended. It seemed that this woman didn't even know when they
I
wrapped.
know that she could have had her back more with the catfishing thing because that was just so
I
cruel.
know.
But
It really was mean. And this is where Giselle loses me is her delivery, I have to tip my hat to her. Her delivery is mostly always funny. So she can get away with a lot, but that doesn't mean that what you say is always like in good spirit of fun and good spirit of teasing. Like I think she can be really mean to some of these women. I'm not like I'm a Giselle I like Giselle for the show, but I'm not like a Giselle, like she's not my fave ever sort of person. But I think there are funnier people in the sphere than her, and I think she gets a lot of hype.
I love Giselle. I love her off camera too. Um, she's somebody who was supportive during my divorce, all of that. So of course I'm biased. I'm like just a fan of like who she is as a friend off camera. But I've been very vocal that I think she's too mean to Angel. I think she's too mean to Angel. I think the eviction thing is crazy. It just sounds like they didn't book it long enough. And if you do have more information, then please provide it. Let's stop dangling this over our head that she was trying to find a house only for $1,000. If you have more proof, then just say what it is. But I do think that it's a little mean girl. And this is where I like with Wendy, it bothers me because Wendy knows what it's like to be the new girl picked on. And rather than, she had one moment where she was like, you just got to let it roll off your back. But rather than really be like, guys, I know what this feels like she's finding her way. She just had a baby. I came in the same way, right postpartum. Instead, she's like in her confessional, she's like, I mean, that's nice that feel like we can be friends, but it's too late. Or like laughing at the catfishing thing. It's like you went through a whole head to toe body transformation. And I'm not one like to I like her work is beautifully done, but you know the insecurities that you can feel after having a baby or being on TV for the first time, and your makeup's not done right, your wigs aren't done right, your clothes doesn't fit right. Like you have to go through this transformation. So I just wish she would be there a little bit more for Angel. I know that they don't have the best, track record, but just remember how it was. It hasn't been that long ago for you.
No, and someone else though. I mean, they came on the show together, but Ashley was the punching bag for so long by the popular group, Giselle, Karen, and Robin. They were trolling her restaurant. They've trolled her marriage. They trolled every aspect of her life. And now that Ashley's on the other side of it, she is so quick to put some of these ladies in their place, like they're beneath her. It's like, y'all, you've all been on the other side of this. Like, I just don't think you have a valid argument to be hazing this way. They've hazed all the girls that come in the
They
show.
do. They do. Ashley's like, I was the drama for so many years. I'll be damned if I'm the drama again. Because what Ashley says I'm not giving y'all is a storyline. And we've been begging for it and I love Ashley too, but I'm like,
I know, me
Ashley,
too.
I don't need to see you on a date with this guy that you admittingly are saying you have no interest in, or interest in like a future with. I love seeing her with her kids. I love seeing her with her kids. I'm not even asking for Michael Darby back. I've stopped that. But you're newly divorced. So great, you had a party. Who are you dating? Like, what's your new thing post divorce? What are we? I don't, there's just, she's going to have to give us something more next season. She has to.
Yeah, yeah. You're right. What are your thoughts on Stacy?
Love her.
Love.
Like, how can you not? How can you
She
not?
is so the way she I could just watch her face in every scene. Like I wanted like an ISO cam just on her. Like I need every shot of just her. When she was standing at King Wasabi and she was like, I'm not rich, so y'all spend your money. And she's sitting there in her Zara fringe dress that she grabbed. She's like, I gotta look a little
Well,
cute and
where's
ask. I mean,
Timo?
she just
I thought Timo has money.
I think he does, but I bet you they like keep their money for other things or like maybe they're I don't know. I just can't she doesn't give off that she spends, you know what I mean?
That's very true. She actually really doesn't. But there is just I don't Stacy's got that Mary Cosby effect. You know what I mean? Like I don't think she's even trying to be as funny as she is all the time. It just works.
Yeah.
And she has that you have to have a bit of delusion to be a housewife, and the delusion can come out in random ways. And her power with delusion, her superpower, is that somebody can say something and it's like she just looks kind of to the side like, oop, those words didn't even bother me. Oop, that didn't even touch me. And it's like she didn't even hear you. She just keeps on going. She's like, okay, okay. Guys, I just
That's a good impression. That's a good impression.
I've gone down the rabbit hole on TikTok of whoever created the account of Station. Is it Rush or Roosh? I'm not sure. Of QVC. Um, she's just she's such a liar. But it's
Such a
it's
liar.
kind of faded off this second half, but definitely last season in the top of this. But she's right on the line. She's charming enough to where I'm like, your lies aren't detrimental for the show. It's just like ridiculous. It's almost like a character she's playing, but she is right on the line. It could go too far.
I don't want this for her, but it kind of happens to Housewives as a takedown season, like or a season where they're all trying. They wanted that to be this,
Yeah.
and she just doesn't let them. It is
Guys, did
so.
want to try.
It is impressive to
Yeah.
watch the way she doesn't care. It's crazy. I mean, to think, but still I rise was just merely a year ago, and like I think she's just continued to. Her star has continued to rise from
It
that.
might be the title of my book. Like I say it all the
And
time.
to clarify, what you were like in parentheses, be like, I'm quoting Stacey,
Yeah,
not Maya
not
Angelou.
be Maya Angelou. But still I rise. And she was dead serious when she said that. That's what made it fun.
My and also she thought about it because there's a silence, And she's like, I should say one more thing. And she's like, Maya. Maya Angelou. And then she's
It's so, and the audacity. How about that? The audacity to quote that the great Maya Angelou in that moment? I think is what even more makes it so out. Like obviously I'm familiar with and still I rise, but I don't use it in my everyday life out of respect. It's like for the great Maya Angelou, but not Stacy. And Stacy's given the permission for all of us to use it because I say it quite often now.
I do too. It is the perfect not I feel bad. I feel like we're slandering Maya Angelou's name by saying but still I rise. It's a punchline now that is fantastic, but it kind of is.
But I can't, like I told you, I was like, out of respect, I was like, I'm not saying it unless I am quoting, you know, the Maya Angelou. But what Stacey did is with such ease and confidence that I said, and you know what? And still I rise too.
Still I rise. Wait, do we think that you know Angel is gonna fall into like the Kim Fields similar saga where like it's a gang up season and then she's out?
I forgot she was on. Oh my gosh, I forgot Regine was on that show.
Yeah, she was, and it kind of similar, honestly, in a lot of ways. Where it was like she thought this was one thing, and then it was totally the other. And the cast, because I was thinking about that today, actually, just while I was prepping for this, and I was like, because Kim Fields went on that vacation that she was like, this is crazy, like I can't believe I'm doing this, and like she was not as prepped for the cameras as Angel was. Angel had a business that she wanted to put here on the cameras. She had that, and she thought she was going to be this type of person. But there's something similar in the way that they all are like calling her out on being kind of whack, and it's like the whole story.
Kim, I truly believe, came on to be a friend, to make friends. Like Kim was like, oh, it's a lady group. We're gonna have fun together. Angel, as I said, like Lisa, kind of came on like I'm above all this. I'm different from you all energy. Um, and she doesn't seem prepped. There was something I was gonna say to what now I totally forgot my thought with Angel. I was gonna say this. I do hope that Angel comes back. I really
I think so
believe
too.
in a
I actually think she
two-season.
will.
You need 2 seasons. It's from the worst, from the people I have not been able to stand. I do believe, except for Katie from OC, I did not want her to have a second season. But I usually want the women to have a second season.
Wait, what do you think? Why was that with Katie?
When it started coming out that like that wasn't her house, which I loved that house in the first season. That wasn't her house, and there was like other stuff with I think the publicist thing came out in the second season. What was the big lie she told in the first season?
So there was the stuff with her kid babysitting or
Oh,
for Emily's kids,
yeah.
and then and kind of creating this whole storyline that didn't exist there, and then yeah, I don't know what other things. She was just lying. She was just lying about random stuff that didn't matter, and then season 2 picked up, and it was like she's back
She's back
lying
with the
again,
lie.
and it's like you can't lie so much without. I don't know.
Yeah,
You can't
it,
be that slick.
it was like we keep calling Stacey a liar, right? Um, we keep calling Stacey a liar, and but it's like not detrimental to the show. It's like so silly. It's so trivial. I mean, yes,
Sure.
she has a fake boyfriend that actually was a big deal, but there really hasn't been any concrete proof. So is Stacey
Hmm.
lying? I believe so, but we may never know. Yeah, with Katie, it was just so bad that I just remember being like, I don't want to do this. I felt like she came onto the show. She wanted to be famous. She was trying to be a housewife that she wasn't. She was just doing and saying whatever she needed to do. And like she was getting caught up in the lies. Like she got caught up in the lie with Gina, then Heather and the paparazzi. And then it was like something with everyone. So that was my Heather beef. But yeah, I do want Angel to come back for a second season.
Yeah,
I
I
want her to
agree.
watch herself and I want to see if there are adjustments. And just to be fair, she just had a baby. Like she should have a second season.
Also, she's beautiful. I think it's a really weird argument. I want her to see that she's beautiful, like, and the women have unfortunately gotten in the way of that because of the catfish comment, but like she's a very beautiful woman. I think it's sad to me that that is like a storyline that she's kind of putting on herself for her first season on
I
TV.
know.
But
I
are you, so, a couple more things, then I'll let you go. But I've decided to let Beverly Hills kind of be for a moment and kind of revisit maybe at the end of the season because I just was getting frustrated. Is there anything, are you up to date? Is there anything there that is worth me diving back into?
No. If I'm you, I am. I like the addition of Rachel Zoe.
Uh
I
huh.
do like this new Amanda character because she is quite unlikable from what they've shown us so far, but it's good TV. Like I'll give you an example. She brings up Avi, Sutton's old assistant, and she's like, "My friend ran an Avi. Avi said that I should call him about you." And Sutton's reaction is just, it makes it seem like Sutton has something to hide because she won't talk about what happened with her and Avi. And so, of course, she gets emotional. She starts crying. She's crying, and everybody's trying to encourage her. Like, Sutton, like, we don't think Avi would say this. Sutton, it's okay. Sutton. And Amanda looks at her and she goes, "Do you cry often?" And that's what I'm talking about. That's
That is Housewives, unfortunately.
she has no social awareness of what's like that this woman is crying. She's not okay. Clearly something bad happened or she really misses this friend slash assistant. Everyone else is on the same page. And you're just staring at her with no emotion, asking her about you don't even know this woman. And you're the reason she's crying. It's that I like. And then the previews for this week's episode, she's kind of she kind of has another Amanda, the new girl, has a meltdown. It's not enough for you to come back. We're in
Okay.
binge territory
Here's the
now.
thing. I'll come back at some point. I needed a second because the ladies are pissing me off because it just felt like they weren't being real about anything, and it was
They need to
just kind of
shake up.
bothering me.
They
Yeah.
keep trying in. I think the addition of Bose has been good. Amanda, I cannot see lasting a first season because it really seems like no one's into her, not even
Hmm.
post show. But they just they need at least three new women. And I don't know who all goes, but they need three new women. They do. Oh, Jennifer Tilly's
Yeah.
on fire this season. She's pretty great to watch.
Yeah, I've heard
We're
that.
getting more.
Yeah, I mean, I think a final note on this our convo today is just like the shows need to evolve. Like, and I think the fans need to be okay with that, and I think sometimes Bravo needs to be okay with that. Instead of doubling down on these big changes, I think it's okay to just like make subtle changes throughout. It's crazy that these shows have been on for 20 years now. Like the IP has lasted that long, and I bet you it will be on for much longer. And I, it's no more full shakeups. I think we just need to do more, fire two, bring in two more throughout,
I think
um,
the
to sustain.
the Stacy of it all gives me hope that you can still find someone who can bring something new. Bronwyn, the exact same thing. So it's because I'm always like, I would not want to be these producers or production companies or executive producers, whatever, who have to find people who aren't super fans of the show. That's hard.
Hmm.
Of course, people can be familiar, but super fans. I think of Bronwyn and Stacy give me hope that these franchises can be long lasting. And what recently happened on the last season of Atlanta gives me hope. I think where we are right now, the magical combination are our favorite legends mixed with new people. They brought in like four new people and it worked. It
Hmm.
really worked. Even if there's a divide. Like I'm still tired when I think about having to moderate that panel at BravoCon. But it was good.
Oh, right, that was your panel.
And it was good. And I thought,
Yeah, it was
I'm
great.
so
I loved that
excited
one.
for this upcoming season, but it's a perfect mix. And I feel like that's what they're trying to do with OC. We know Vicky's coming back. Who else may we get? We already have Gretchen. So I think that balance of some of our older franchises, like Potomac, it's
Hmm.
too soon. Obviously, Salt Lake City is too soon. But that's what they should have done with New York. But that mix might be the the key.
And never forget, they did it with New York, and it worked. I don't know how they forgot it themselves. They did it in season 5. They eliminated half the cast and brought on 3
Yeah,
newbies,
they
and
did.
it was magic. So take a note from
Yeah.
yourself.
Yep.
Rachel, this was such a blast. Thank you for being so generous with your time.
Thank you for having me. Yes, this is so much fun.
Let everyone know where they can follow you, listen to your shows, and watch your content.
Yes, you can follow me on social media on all platforms at the THE Rach Lindsay. And then new episodes for Morally Corrupt and Higher Learning drop every Tuesday and Friday. So check that out. And then just stay tuned. 2026, Year of the Fire Horse. More things to come for everybody, not just me. For everybody.
Yes, please, including Beyonce Act 3. You can follow me. You can follow me at the Tom Hamlet on Instagram. You can follow me. Follow the YouTube channel at youtube.com/dumpsterdivepod, and just make sure to give all the shows you listen to a 5-star review. It really helps every show out there. Rachel, thank you for being here. Say bye to everyone. Bye, y'all.
Guys, thanks for having me.